Unreal is awesome. So, I don't know that I ever disagree with Josh Barnett, by the way. And I do know that I do not ever publicly disagree with Josh Barnett. And Josh was actually how I found out that this thing even happened. Josh went on Ariel's show, and Josh is old school. He's old school. Catch wrestling, MMA, professional wrestling. Josh sees it through the lens that I wish the world saw it through. Sports entertainment is here. Pro wrestling is gone. Pro wrestling has not existed in a meaningful period of time. I think that's disappointing. I also think it's wrong. I think they could bring pro wrestling back. You have to understand, you got one company that's doing this, and that company, WWE, elected to go with sports entertainment. They elected that. The way they tell the story, and this is what the fans want, that is not actually true. That is not actually true. They forced that upon us. We were forced to watch guys hitting triple moonsaults, assaults off the top rope, just for example. So then wrestling kind of rewrote that and go, well, this is what we do now, and we're entertainment, and you just look at it and go, well, yes, you are. But you were not driven or pushed in that direction. As a matter of fact, there wasn't a single fan on the face of the earth that was thinking, I wish I saw a triple moonsault off the top rope. It was a great event, but the one thing they're missing, is more acrobatics, more things that do not resemble an actual fight. That was never... Now, I digress to tell you that because I do agree with Josh Barnett about the secrets that need to be revealed. I apologize, not revealed, and they need to be preserved. And this is what I heard Josh say on Ariel's show. Josh went further. Josh doesn't do black and white. Josh does not walk fences. It's one of the things I really enjoy about Josh. He has a damn opinion. But his exact words is, that product, he's talking about Unreal. It's on Netflix. They're paying me to tell you, so I get it. You get it. All right, it's Unreal and it's on Netflix, but I found out about it from Josh Barnett on Ariel, and Josh said the exact words, that has no place in this business. And Josh used an example, which is, if I go to a magic show, if before the show they show me how they're going to do the sleight of hand, I don't want that. First off, I can't enjoy the trick if I know. But secondly, part of my enjoyment of the trick is when I think I'm the smart mark that can catch them and can see it up their sleeve and see them reach over here while everybody else is looking over here. Like, you're really taking away my ability to enjoy the show. This is what Josh said, and I understood that example. And I've heard it before, and he's not wrong. But now I got to find out for myself. I got to go watch Unreal. And my little daughter is over here. She's 7. Priya, how late did we stay up watching Unreal? All night? And 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't stop. 6 parts, we couldn't stop. Now, I know what Josh's point was, but I just didn't feel they went that far. I didn't. I did not feel that they were revealing. They left. There was still some secrets. There were still things that you watched to go, wow, how'd they do that? And they get you right up to the line. They get you right up to the line to the point that they're talking about finishes. They're talking about who they decided. They're talking about why they decided because of story, what it would mean, how it would be presented, and what they needed to do the very following night on Monday Night Raw. Like, this whole thing builds you to this WrestleMania that just happened that was in Las Vegas. But they did protect some things. There was still some magic left, and that was just one guy's opinion. But something that I definitely got out of it is I know I'm a mark. I know that about myself. But I have to be. Right? I go back to, I interviewed X-Pac one time and I said, hey, are you still a mark? And he said, yeah. He said, I'll always be. But he said, but Chael, I have to be. The day I quit being the mark is the day I can't enjoy this anymore. I don't want to know these things. I want to sit back and I want to watch it. I go, you know what? That's me too. I also want to be brought in. I also want to be fooled sometimes. But I must tell you, after watching 6 hours of a documentary. My opinion on Triple H could not be any different now than it previously was. I mean, Triple H really did a special job of being a leader of men. And to be put in a position where your peers and friends are now calling you sir, that's tough for anybody. But there's a way. There's a way. And then the next crew coming in the door, somebody whose first day it is, you can maintain that position a little bit easier. But it was a hard spot, and you can only get it by outworking them. That's it. They have to respect you. They have to respect you. And guys in that business, with the egos of that business, they don't go around having to respect a lot of other people, right? Their name's up there in lights. So there's certain things that they have to see, that they have to observe, that they have to witness to make them go, yeah, you deserve the role that you're in. I don't want to work that hard. I can't run off of 3 hours of sleep a night, just for example. And these were the things that Trips did, but he also had a real demeanor about himself. And there was a number of things watching Triple H that reminded me of Dana White. And that was a comparison I also was not planning to make. Let's give you one example, but as part of this show, a big part of the show, one of the sets that they used for the show, maybe their number one set, was what's called gorilla position. Now, gorilla position is the moment you come out of the ring. And this is where Vince sat. The moment you come through the curtain, returning to the back, there's a chair and Vince is sitting in it. Now, he's calling the show and it's a control room and there's other people too, but he is the very first thing you will see. So if he is not happy, you are going to find out the moment you come into the back. People have been fired in Gorilla before. People have become stars and placed in main events of pay-per-view, such as WrestleMania, right in Gorilla. It's a very big deal in that industry. And everybody that came through that curtain, no matter how good, how rich, how over, how set, wanted that critique, whether it was good or bad. When they came through, they wanted that. And I understand it. What you can get a person to do, particularly male, for a pat on the back or a validation of another man, it's really an incredible thing. It's how youth sports is ran throughout this country. Right? There's no money. You can't force them to be there. You'll have kids that'll never miss practice. They'll never be late. They'll sprint 100 yards and they'll do it 20 times in the August heat. But why? How do they do that? For that pat on the back that they get before they leave. Or for a critique of what they could do different tomorrow, and then they got to come back tomorrow and see if they can do it to go back to getting that pat on the back. I mean, it's a very interesting thing. And it takes a lot of energy from Trips, right? Like, Trips isn't there to blow sunshine up your ass. And he's not there to critique you in this moment. He's there calling a live show, which, by the way, is still live. When he gets up to give you this comment that they so desperately want. I mean, you should have seen them come through. They really were. They really were like children. They're very respectful. You know, even though they were adults, they came up. They wanted that valid. Hey, they're right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. Whatever it might be. And then you had the typical lick the boot session, no matter how slight, by every one of them, no matter how rich and no matter how much a star. They still knew they were with the boss. And I will just tell you, that energy that takes, not to mention Trips is in the middle of something. I've never seen that from Steinberger. I've never seen that from anyone other than Dana White. Dana White will be calling a show, and there'll be that are texting him. During the show, he's live at an event that they're watching. Like, oh, he wants to hear from me, right? He will handle the text, watch the fight, while somebody else is in an earpiece, and he'll handle all three of them. It's really an incredible thing. And when the person comes up to Dana and they want that validation, one way or the other, They'll take the compliment or they'll take the pain, but they want it, and they want it from him, and they want it now. And Dana gives them that time and that energy like they're the only one that matters, and he does it every single time. And I'm just sharing for you, like, that is an art. That is a skill. You have to care about your product and your business so much to not just get, yeah, you see the guy goes, oh, yeah. Go ahead. We're moving on to the next thing. Oh, hey, God, I can't talk out. I got 5. Hey, good job tonight. Like, that is what most of you would do. That's what most of your bosses do. And I'm just sharing, as simple as that might sound, it's an energy. It's an energy, but to have that energy, you have to have a passion and a love for what you're doing. To stop 5 different things to give this person what they come to you like a puppy that needs patted on the head. And Trips gave it to all of them. And it was the way he did it. He never told anybody the same thing that he told somebody else. Right? You know what that's like. You're doing 5 different things. You're, hey, great job tonight. Hey, we'll talk with you later. Then you tell the next guy, hey, great job tonight. We'll talk with you later. Hey, a couple things I want to go over with you. We'll talk with you later. You tell them all the same thing. You address them, you acknowledge them, but there was nothing personal about it. Trips never said the same thing twice. He had watched everything they done. He had thoughts. What he was saying was very sincere, and it was to them. I just thought it was an interesting thing. The only one I've ever seen do that is Dana White. And Dana has a unique love and passion for what he's doing, but it turns out so does Triple H.